Hello, St. Catherine's School. We're back for lesson number 2. So at this point, you should know how to tune your guitar. I've just put my tuner away. I just got my guitar in tune. And you should know a D chord. The D chord. But we're not quite ready to rock and roll just yet. But after today's lesson, you may not be rolling, but you'll be rocking. So let's get on with it. First thing I wanted to show you, well, last time on the one chord songs, we just did a down brush. Like, are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? But I want to show you something a little more interesting to do with the right hand, your plucking hand. So we're going to do what's called a thumb brush. So we're going to play our thumb on one of the bass strings, and since we're on a D chord, and if you look at your chord diagram for the D chord, up above it you see in a box there the numbers 4 and 5 and arrows going back and forth between them. That's your bass alternation. So your thumb plays the bass notes. So we're going to play thumb on the 4th string and then thumb on the 5th string. 4, 5, 4, 5, like that. So, and in between those, we're going to do a little downward brush with the back of our fingernails. So it looks like thumb, brush, thumb, brush, thumb, brush. You don't have to make a whole fist, but just bring your fingers back up, thumb, brush. So, and then you're going to alternate to the 5th string. First just try it, just say on the 4th string with your thumb before you alternate. Just do a thumb and then do a brush down, just roll your fingers like that, boom, along the strings. Now try it 4 and 5. So 4th string, and we're playing a D chord here. 4th string, down brush, 5th string, down brush, 4th string, brush, 5th string, brush. Now try singing. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. A little faster. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. And 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. She cut off her tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice? Row your boat, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So that's the thumb brush. Now, we're going to go to 2 chord songs today. So if you turn to He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, you'll see that it has a D chord and also a 2nd chord here called A7. A with a little 7 over it. So you'll find the A7 chord on the back of your chord chart. The last, on the right of the 2nd line down, you'll see A7 there. And it's played with the 2nd and 3rd fingers. Notice the star is over the 5th string. That's the A string, right? Remember our strings? E, A, D, G, B, E. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So this 5th string here, because we always count up from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the top. The 5th string is the A string. And the bass alternation on this goes 5, 4. So our thumb's going to go 5th string and then the 4th string. But now we have to put our fingers down on it. So notice it's just 2 dots this time, not 3 like in the D chord. The 2nd finger, that's your middle finger of your left hand, is going to play on the 4th string. So count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're on just behind the 2nd fret. So it goes right. Let's see. Let me show you again. So here's the 1st fret. Here's the 2nd fret. So up 1, 2, 3, 4th string. So that's where my second finger goes. My third finger now is going to go on the second fret of the second string. 1, 2. So right there. You want to make sure your fingertips are up this way, not laying over like that. Otherwise you won't get that third string. The third string will sound dead. It has to sound like that. So that's the A7. Now let's try a thumb brush on this. Now we're going to alternate 5-4, not 4-5 like on the D chord. So thumb on the 5th string, brush, 4th string, brush, 5th string, brush, 4th, brush, 5th string, brush, 4th string, brush, 5th string, brush, 4th string, a little faster, brush, 4th, 5th string, brush, 4th string. Okay, so now you know 2 chords. Now comes the real challenge in guitar playing. You thought learning the chords was hard. Changing from chord to chord and changing rapidly from chord to chord is the real challenge. So, fortunately, this is an easy chord change, and we're going to use what's called a pivot finger, or a sliding finger here. So notice on the D chord, my third finger is playing on the second string also, but it's up here on the 3rd fret. So to go to the A7, I simply I lift up my 1st and 2nd fingers, but I don't lift up my 3rd finger. I just take some of the pressure off it and slide it down 1 fret, so it's just right behind the 2nd fret, and then my 2nd finger's positioned ready to go right down on that A, on the 2nd fret of the 4th string to get the A7. And to go back to the D chord, I lift up on my 2nd finger, slide on my 3rd finger, and put my 1st and 2nd fingers down in the position for the D chord. So I'm going to go slide down, put the A7, slide up to the D. Let's try that. So start on a D chord and just do a pluck every note. You can do that with your, I use my thumb to pluck. If I'm plucking, my thumb always plucks the 3 bass strings, and my 1st finger of my right hand, now not my left hand, 1st finger of the right hand's going to pluck the 3rd string, 2nd finger 2nd string, and the 3rd finger plucks the 1st string. So I can do just a check that makes sure my D is clean and it doesn't sound like this. If you're strumming, it doesn't sound real bad, but doesn't sound as good as a clean D chord either, though. So you want to always try and keep your chords clean. Then lift up the 1st and 2nd, slide down on the 3rd finger to the 2nd fret, and put your 2nd finger down on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and play the A7. Make sure all the notes are nice and clean. Then slide back up on the 3rd finger and put down your D chord. Now would be a good time to pause the video and just practice over and over, a few thousand times. No, just kidding. 10 or 20 times what it feels like to go back and forth between these 2 chords. You can just do a slow brush down with your thumb too. Well, I'm using my thumb pick. But do it that way to make sure you get all the notes. Remember, your fingertips should be just right behind the fret, not on top of the fret, not way back behind the fret, but just right behind the fret on the A7 and on the D, right up close to the fret, not back here, not on top. So you're practicing back and forth. Do that for a minute, and I'll come back. Okay, so we're back. Now the goal here is to be able to change chords in the song so that we can learn our first two-chord song, which is He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. So we're going to do a thumb brush on, notice on He's Got the Whole World, it starts out on a D chord. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the, and then I've got to change to an A7. Slide down, and now my thumb brushing on the thumb plays the fifth string, and then the fourth. So whole wide world in His hands. He's got the, and then I got to go back to the D chord. My thumb's going to start on the fourth string, go 4/5 alternation. Whole world in His hands. He's got the, now the A7. Whole world in His, and back to a D real quick. Hands. So the challenge is to get those chord changes up to where you don't have to pause between them. So instead of He's got the whole world in His hands, He's got the whole wide world. You want it to just go smoothly right into that A chord. So He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole wide world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the wind and the rain in His hands. He's got the wind and the rain in His hands. He's got the wind and the rain in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. Now, notice on that thumb brushing, I was doing a little bit of a thumb down, and then I'd brush up. So thumb, down, up, thumb. You don't have to do much more than just touch the first, second string on the way up. It just gives it that little rhythmic feel. Now I've seen how you guys dance, ladies dance. You've got far more rhythm in your soul than I do. You'll figure out all kinds of ways to play guitar that I'll never discover. But for now, this is one thing you can add if you want. It works really well on He's Got the Whole World. So that's He's Got the Whole World, and your job is to get it down enough on these chord changes. And I promised you we'd be rocking here, so here, the last song we're going to do today is Rockin' My Soul in the Bosom of Abraham. So, rockin' my, on a D, ready, go. Rockin' my soul on the bosom of Abraham. Now change to A7, rockin' my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Now back to D, rockin' my soul in the bosom of Abraham. A7, oh rockin' my, and D, soul. Now there's a typo there, there's a chord missing. Over the word soul, on the end of the second line, take a pencil and write in over soul, the last measure at the far right of that second line, where you see rockin' my soul. There's no chord over soul right now, but that should be a D chord. There should be a D chord there. So, because it's A7, oh rockin' my soul, and it doesn't sound right on an A7. So it's oh rockin' my soul. So you need a D chord there. Now going on to the second line, or third line, which is the second verse. So high, can't get over it. Now A7, so low, you can't get under it. So wide, you can't get around it. A7, oh rockin' my, and D, soul. So again, you have to write a D chord over that on the fourth line at the far right over soul. And you're going to have to do that again the last line over soul. Because the last verse goes, this is measure 25. You see a 25 down there? This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth line. Rock, rock, rock of my soul. Rock, rock, rock of my soul. D, rock, rock, rock of my soul. A7. Oh, rock of my D soul. Now, you can have fun with that song. You can get 3 groups. Get one group started singing Rock of My Soul in the Bosom of Abraham. Have them keep going. Get another group going, so high, can't get over it, so low. And there's motions. You go so high, raise your hands, can't get over it, and so low, put your hands down, and so wide, can't get around it, oh, rock of my soul. And then the third group would just do rock, rock, rock of my soul, rock, rock, rock of my soul. And if you want to have real fun, a fourth group, there's another part, goes bop, bop, shoo-wop, bop, bop, shoo-wop, bop, bop, shoo-wop, oh, bop, shoo-wop. Now I'm leading music for a men's retreat this weekend, and I'm going to do that with a bunch of men, and it'll be fun. So anyway, so this is a song both these songs you can use like in your youth group, or I don't know about mass, but just having fun. If you have a little Bible study or a group of people singing Christian songs, they still work. So that's it for today. We've learned the thumb brush, learned to alternate based on the numbers given by the chord there. So a D is 4 to 5, A is 5 to 4. And we've learned that you can also do a little upstroke on that brush. Thumb, down, up, thumb, down, up, thumb, down, up, thumb. And we've learned 2 songs. And your job this week is to practice getting those chord changes as fast as possible. One good way to practice that is just go over the chords. But you'll need to be able to get those fast enough to where you can have your chord there when you need it for the beat that's starting out the next measure. You don't want to do rock of my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock of my soul. You want it to be right there on rock of my soul, right when the chord changes. Anyway, like I said, if you have any questions, get an email to me with them, probably through the headmistress, and I'll try and answer them in future videos. So far I haven't heard anything back, so but I hope you got the first lesson and be ready to go on this second one here, and I'll get a third one. We'll get another chord to you, actually maybe 2 chords next lesson. Okay, God bless.